Shelley Winter Show, live, local, topical, and relevant. Oh, the shutdown is finally over. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I hate when people say that. I don't know, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Did anybody really notice there was a shutdown? I mean, beyond the airlines, right? And it impacting me. I talked about it with Mark Aram, but I didn't. Did you really even notice that the government was shut down? Like, for real. And the air traffic controllers basically weren't getting paid, so they started calling in sick. But other than, I haven't had the, I haven't needed to fly anywhere. I'm going away next weekend for a night. But other than that, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but because there are people who are really impacted, like, staffers and federal workers, and there are people who really were not getting paid. So I'm not trying to minimize their pain. But I'm saying, as a citizen, I didn't really, if we're being honest, I didn't really feel a shutdown. Like, I thought about this, long and hard over the last several minutes. And I realized I don't have much interaction with the federal government, so I didn't feel it. Mike, did you feel there was a government shutdown?
No, I can't say I did. Kind of like you. I don't really interact with the government.
Right. We just realized, there was a shutdown.
Yeah.
Like, had we not been talking about it, had it not been in the news, would you have really known the government was shut down? Now, again, I'm not trying to minimize the pain of those who were not paid over the last 40-some-odd days. I'm not minimizing that, and I'm not joking about that. I'm just saying, personally, Shelley Winter, sitting here talking to you tonight, if you didn't tell me the federal government was shut down, I would never have known it. Which tells us kind of, I guess in a weird way, what do we need them for? Like, you know what I mean? And not so much what do we need them for, but what do they actually do? Like, we know what they do intellectually, but if there's a shutdown and you don't realize it, did it really happen? Like, was there really a shutdown? You told me it was. Did I feel it? No, I didn't really feel it. I came to work every night. I got home every night. The roads were clear. If I needed to call firefighter, they showed up. If I needed to call police, they showed up. Garbage came and picked up. The lights worked. Like, my life did not get upended. Again, I'm making a broader point, so please don't think I'm making fun of or any way pointing to federal workers or anything like that. I know the pain they went through, and I know probably the pain. I'm not on SNAP, so that didn't impact me. I'm not saying that it did not impact people that really need it. I'm not talking about that. I'm just making a broader point. I didn't feel it. And I'm sure many of you, most of you listening to me right now, never felt this shutdown. We talked about it. We made it sound like it was the end of the world. But did you feel it, honestly? Which you can only conclude by if you did not feel it, like if you agree with me and you feel like the same way I do right now, it really just goes to tell us why it's so important to vote locally, and kind of these federal elections are not that important. They're important, but they don't impact your daily life like they tell you it does. Like, we're talking about this Senate race. We're talking about the statewide candidates. You know who impacts your life more than they do? My mayor of Mableton, my city council in Mableton, my sheriff, my judges, my school board. Imagine. I live in Cobb County. Imagine if Cobb teachers were all of a sudden going to say, you know what, we're not going to teach today or this week, or we're going to go on strike. That would impact you. Every single person in Cobb County it would impact. Who has kids, obviously. What do you do? What do you do with the kids? Where do you take them? How do you go to work? All of that would impact you. Those are important races. If anything, let me end with this. If anything, this federal shutdown, the longest ever, 40 days, 40 plus days, And most of us did not feel its impact at all. That should teach us that we need to pay more attention to our local elections. That should teach us, these 40 days should teach us that we need to pay more attention to our local elections. That's where the turnout needs to be. And to be honest with you, if we were honest as a Republican GOP statewide party or a Democratic Party statewide party, to be honest with you, those parties, those county organizations should be even more focused on local races than they are the big races. But the big races are sexy. The big races are where the money is. But it shouldn't be that way. It should be the opposite. The big money people should care about who's the senator and who's the governor and all that stuff. But the voter, we should be totally focused on who our judges are, our sheriffs are, our city council members are, our mayors, and our school board members are. That's what we should focus on. Just a tip. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Let's go to Carrie. I'll go to Carrie. Hey, Carrie, thanks for holding.
Hey, Shelley, how you doing?
I'm good.
Long-time listener here.
Oh, first-time caller?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Second-time caller, but I couldn't wait on hold the first time. But anyway, I want to tell you that the guy that runs the show before you, which we all know who that is, his show is about 3 hours too long for me.
Okay, we can't do that. Carrie, we can't do that. We're not. I appreciate you calling, but we're not. We don't. I don't do that on my show. So just make your comment, and then we can keep it. I appreciate the compliment.
All
right, thank you.
I love your show, and out of all the shows, I think you're the best. You are relatable. You put your heart into it every time, and again, I wish you could just get some of that drive time show from before you. That would be wonderful.
Thank you for your call, Carrie. We appreciate your support. We do. I actually love my guys 3 to 7. I like to get my hour back from the guy after me, to be honest with you. That's all. 3 to 7 is fine with me. I love my guys 3 to 7. The guy that comes on at 9, I'd like to get that hour back. Just say it. Let's go. But thank you for your support, Carrie. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, Shelley. Hey, I, much like you, would agree that I would have no clue the government had been shut down this past month and a half, other than it was plastered all over the news. And my one thought was, what do you think about, well, what if we privatize TSA and make SNAP benefits more localized? Because those were really, it felt like the only two really big impacts.
Yeah. My fear of privatizing TSA is that my airline tickets are going to go up even higher. That's my big fear with that. Because those are, you know what I mean? And then you also run the risk of, for some reason, I just think privatizing, it's a good thought. I'm not, you know what I mean? I would just tell you what the problem, and my problem with privatizing TSA, I'm sure a lot more corruption and everything would ensue, and which puts us all in danger. But it's a good thought. It's a really good thought. Great call.
Thank you.
Thank
Valid
you.
point.
Yep. Thank you, Michelle. Rick, go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, this is Rick from Brookhaven. I've called before, Shelley, and the shutdown thing, I always get alarmed when we feel like there's hypocrisy on both sides. I get bothered by the fact that the Democrats are saying no to shutdowns, and then they pull this. But we were against doing shutdowns, and we were for shutdowns before, and so we always get caught up in, if my team wants it, I want my team to win,
right? And
to hell with the hypocrisy behind it.
Absolutely. Rick, great call, Rick. Let me just, thanks for your call. Rick is absolutely right. And I said that this past week. Yesterday I spoke to the Georgia Highlands College, and part of what I told those kids is that same thing. At a certain point, that's why I blame the voters a lot. because that's what happens. We have people who love something because it's from their team. And then they hate it when if it's from the other team and they might have liked it 2 weeks or 2 years ago before. It's just a lot of hypocrisy. I get why the politicians are hypocritical. I get why the politicians are like that because they want to stay in office. I don't get why the voters allow it. I don't get that. Why the voters would allow that game to be played on them. Shelley Winter Show. We'll be right back.